I have no problem with what he does in his role. He is a provocateur, and a provocateur is paid to provoke. A provocateur is paid to entertain. A provocateur at his level is paid to gather reaction. All right? I get it. I totally get it. But what you cannot do to me, and this is a problem living in Denver, I guess, all my life, is, the Lakers. Did you guys see Flea, the artist Flea?
I did see that.
He tweeted, I wish that my Lakers were as good at basketball as the Nuggets were. I wish. And I'm thinking about that and all the Lakers nation crying these crocodile tears. And I'm thinking to myself.
I mean, Flea's born and raised L.A. dude.
And I'm born and raised Denver.
So I did.
What are crocodile tears? I
Like
heard that. I know the context of it.
Whatever they are.
They're fake. Fake
So
tears.
what I'm
Fake
saying
tears.
is this. For all the Lakers who suddenly want sympathy, you ain't going to get it from me.
No.
Because I've lived my entire life with the notion that the Nuggets could never beat the Lakers in games that really mattered. Because I saw it. Western Conference, foibles, left and right. They were always that team. I've gone on and on about this. I've seen it. So now the tables have turned dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we are the inevitable end of the road. We are that team. And when the Nuggets play the Lakers, they're the ones who say, oh, not these guys again. They're the ones who suffer like we suffered for all those years in Denver. And I love it.
Well, if it lasts another 40 years, we've got 4 more decades to go until it evens up.
History changes all the time. History, for all the Lakers that want to say, well, that was last year. You guys want to prop yourselves up to the last 20, 30, 40 years? Today's today, and the Nuggets own you today.
Will you be entirely honest with
Yes.
myself and Brett and Martin, please?
Yeah.
And it's more importantly, the listening and viewing audience.
Please.
Brett, have you seen around the interwebs, specifically X and Insta and all this kind of stuff, the amount of Lakers daddy signs and memes and all this kind of thing? Now, Vic.
Yes.
Does it give you any sort of pride whatsoever that all of that we see, all of it, and I love every bit of it, don't get me wrong, I love every ounce of it. Does it give you any pride that it's fully derived from you?
Well, it's not fully derived. I think it's derived from the core of a Nuggets fan, and I speak like a Nuggets fan.
No,
so,
you're the one who said it.
You coined the
in
phrase.
front of an international audience. You coined it.
But I mean, I said what most Nuggets fans have felt for years, and it's only those as-we-pays, those softies, who were so taken aback by it when I said it. Remember them? Remember the as-we-pays?
Well,
so
you mean LeBron James?
No, I'm talking
all the
about
way from
I'm talking about the people that live in
from
Denver.
Le Mans, France.
I'm talking about the people who live in Denver. The softies
right.
who thought, oh my God, how dare you say that? Because now you're going to shake the hornet's nest, and now they're going to be mad. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
Because I don't forget that.
I don't.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
You remember all the Nuggets fans who are like, how dare you say that? Now you're going to make them mad. And
we said, so what?
And so what's happened since then?
They just continue to kick butt.
So what's happened? Nothing. Because you know why? Because the Nuggets, deep down, feel like I feel. Most NBA franchises, not just Denver, they want to beat the Lakers.
I don't think there's any
NBA
doubt.
franchises.
Sure.
Do you know
No
how
doubt about
many?
it.
Do you know how many people around the league love it to see the Lakers lose? Why? Let me tell you why. And this gets to our next topic. I didn't watch a postgame. I didn't watch a pregame. I saw Malika. I said hello to her. She used to work in Denver. I saw all those guys. They were there. Of course they're there. It's an ABC game, ESPN, ABC.
And do they just walk across the street, watch the game, and then walk back?
They it's literally a 100-foot walk.
When I tell you people, and again, this is not me being a homer, although I am, this is not me spouting because when I tell you people that ESPN is in bed with the Lakers, I mean 2 feet in bed, fluffy pillow in bed. Their studio is right next to Crypto.com.
Yeah.
They literally sit in the studio, walk next door, and do the show. There's a reason they're located there. When I tell you that ESPN wants the Lakers to win, that ESPN is actively rooting for the Lakers, that they want them to be the center of attention, you know why? Because they're in business with the Lakers. They're basically an intermediary to the public for the Lakers. That's what they are.
It is the truth. I mean,
that's what they are.
They're literally like
That's it.
I've been walking back from the rink before, right? And I'm going to get a burger or something, and I see what was the Neil guy?
Neil?
Stan Verrett and Neil.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're literally outside, like just having a smoke or whatever they're doing. I mean, they're literally right there.
So the audio that pissed you off, though, what is it?
Well, I didn't hear the audio. I just read about it on Twitter. And the reason I get pissed off here, and I'll tell you why, but let's hear it first. This is Marty. Roll it.
I think that Stephen A. needs to come back around to this idea that we are probably going to be back in Denver for.
No, I'm not coming around to that.
I think we need to come around to that.
I think we need to come around. I think you're going to have to. I'm holding out hope for the Clippers. I'm holding out hope for Dallas.
All right, stop right there. So what you heard there is a national pundit, the provocateur extraordinaire. He's the best at what he does. Never take away from what he does in this business. He's good. That's why he is where he is. He tells the world he doesn't want to come to Denver for whatever reason. He doesn't want to come to Denver. He said that before. It's not the first time, by the way. Not the first time. He wants to pick where he wants to go for the finals. He's on that level now where he thinks him picking where he wants to go changes the game. How dare you, as a national purveyor of information, how dare you try to fix the game like that? And when people say, oh, well, he has a right to root for whatever team, he does. He does. He has a right to root for whatever team he pleases. But then I don't want you to turn around. If you're actively pulling against my team in my city, I want you to understand why we're so bitter and why we hate you here. And why we don't like the fact that the rest of the country, when people say, oh, you remember when Barkley came on the show and said, you guys whine in Denver?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think we whine now?
Well, I think Chuck realizes.
Why do you think we whine?
I thought that day, Vic. I thought that very single that day. I mean, I made the point. You made the point to him, Brett. That it's required. I mean, it's
if we don't defend ourselves, who will?
It's justified.
If we don't defend ourselves, who will?
100%.
If we don't tell the world what we really think, who will? You go ahead and think whatever the hell you want out there. But if you say, Denver, you have an inferiority. Help me.
Inferiority.
I'm too wound up.
Inferiority complex. I
Denver,
got
you have an inferiority complex. You won the world championship. You should be fine with that. I should be. But then why do I have to watch a national broadcast and the provocateur on that broadcast tell me, we don't want you anymore?
what I'm trying to figure out is
that's a bunch of BS.
He's treating this city like it's Minot, North Dakota. And I'm like, June in Denver is nice. It's very nice, actually. Good point by a texture, by the way. Stephen A. had no problem coming to Boulder to dap it up with Prime.
Absolutely. Incidentally,
interesting, isn't it?
Stephen A. was here last year. I mean, I saw him and talked to him in that little room on the club level, the little private. Remember the private room they put us in, Vic, for us and the ESPN people and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. He had no problem. I mean, but he puts this persona out on TV as Denver's lame, Denver sucks. I don't want to go to Denver.
He actively asked Prime to leave Boulder and go to Alabama.
That is correct. That is correct. I don't know what he has against the great state of Colorado.
I'm not offended by that. You can hate whatever state you want.
Sure.
Listen. I'm the first to tell you.
But
I love going to certain cities.
How much is it his job, though, Vic, to represent his company to the game he covers?
That's what I'm getting at. I'm a noted Denver homer. I'm from here. I cover the Nuggets. This is what I do. I can obviously be biased, okay? You work for a national media entity. You work for the nation's sports leader. You're supposed to be like right down the middle on this stuff, or at least make a case for down the middle. These guys don't even do that. These guys are such Lakers shills. They're so ridiculous, Lakers and Boston. And the NBA is the only product that does this on a national level with their national provocateurs. Yeah. You ever hear this in the NFL? Was anybody saying in the NFL, did you ever hear Troy Aikman say, I don't want to go to Kansas City?
Or Green Bay when Rodgers was there?
No.
Did anybody ever say, well, then why do we let it happen in the NBA? Why in the NBA do you get to say Denver sucks? Well, you know what? You suck. You suck.
I'm not sure I can add anything to that, Brett.
Now, again, you will hear Mosier be and moan about going to Winnipeg, but Mosier is an Avs
represents
play-by-play man.
He does.
Yeah.
Now, if Mosier called games on ESPN, if you were an ESPN, and I've seen you do the national thing and the local thing. If you call games on ESPN, different tone, different measure,
100%.
different approach. Objectivity takes place. Well, where's the freaking objectivity here? Where is the, post game, the Nuggets fried them. The Nuggets in the last 5 minutes, They went 8 for 9 from the field. They fried them. They turned it up, and they beat the Lakers again. What do they spend 19 of their 20 minutes talking about in postgame? The Lakers.
Yeah. That part, what bothered me last year about that was this was a trip for a team to its first ever NBA Finals, and the amount that they spent on the Lakers was bothersome to me. It was really annoying when LeBron faked like I might retire. I don't.
But that
it's
was
like,
so lame.
But that one
They
bothered
actually
me
gave,
way more.
They actually gave Brett a week of coverage to discussing that. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Talking about the Lakers after that game doesn't bother me as much in the regular season. It bothered me last year because this was a monumental moment in Denver sports history where the team finally got to the NBA Finals and they did it past that team. And the amount they spent on the Lakers then was bothersome.
And here's the other thing. Why should I care where you like to spend your free time? We're doing a post-game show. We're doing a show talking about basketball. And suddenly, where you want to spend your time is topical? We're doing a basketball show. We're talking about basketball players. We're talking about championship aspirations. And yet, topic of mine for you is where you want to hang?
Yeah.
Well,
Get the hell out of here.
It might not hurt him to approach it like this.
Get the hell out of here.
Who's the one who made? Was it Molly who made the comment? No, who made the comment?
Malika.
Was Malika? Okay. And he said he could have gone this route. Well, you know what, Malika? You're probably right about that. This Nuggets team they're looking like their championship selves. Now, I'd prefer to go to Dallas because I like it there, or LA.
Exactly. Hey, man, I want sunshine or whatever. Well,
instead of
in
the
June,
the
it's not
beach.
exactly snow in Denver, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So, but instead, he's the nope. I'm hoping for anywhere else but Denver. I'm like, dude, do you have to keep playing it up like a dill hole like that all the time?
But it's not just LA, too. It is that the NBA has a problem, and I've said it, I've shouted it from the mountaintops, and people in other markets look at me like, oh, look at this Chihuahua. I'm just a Chihuahua in their eyes. In fact, let me give you a quick anecdote. I'm sitting there watching. Remember when LeBron hit that three to put the Lakers up 2 in the fourth quarter?
And he shook his head?
And he shook his head.
Yes.
He shook his head, and he was
Yes.
doing all that gyrating, and the crowd was lapping it up. I'm sitting next to the guy for Spectrum Sports, right? And he says to me after that 3, well, game over. LeBron's arrived. That's what he says. Now, we're all homers. We're all biased, right? So he says to me, I look over him, I go, game over. There's 5:06 to play, dude. Game over. This is go time. This is when the Nuggets, this is when they go.
This is when they're the best.
I was laughing.
They're
Have
very
they
best.
I was
learned
laughing. I was laughing. He actually said game over when LeBron made that 3. Do you know how much joy it brought me every time the Nuggets scored down the stretch? I would look over this guy. I'd go like, game over.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Game over.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because here's the thing. Am I biased? Yes. Am I a homer? Yes. If you don't defend your city, who will? If you don't defend your team on a national level, who will?
Yep.
Screw them.
Seriously, you know what? What's amazing to me?
Screw them.
It's that arrogant factor, Brett. I mean, the Lakers are currently in the number 10 spot. It's going to take a Herculean effort for Utah to catch them and get into that, quote, playoff crap or what the play-in crap. Yeah. So they're probably in the postseason, technically. But they stink. I mean, they can't beat the Nuggets. I mean, overall, they're not a great basketball team. They're barely above 500. And for the audacity of this jackwagon to sit next to Vic and go game over.
But it was
funny.
come
on,
here's
man.
LeBron.
Come on.
Again, LeBron, and this is why LeBron is so polarizing. All right. Could you imagine Nikola Jokic hitting a Sombor shuffle with 5 minutes to play and sitting there like this, and walking up the court like this, for like a good 5 minute stretch doing this? I'm sitting there. Oh, did you guys see what your boy Reeves did early in the game?
Yes, he blew arrowed it.
LeBron James hits a 3, and your boy Austin Reeves mimicked Blue Arrow and did the blue. And I'm sitting there going, excuse me?
Marty, what do I got to do to get that
Excuse me?
clown on your list, please?
And I'm looking at this. I'm looking at these theatrics, and I'm saying, wow, they don't get it, do they?
They don't get it.
They don't get it. They think this is just some little carnival.
Reeves is a flebe.
They think this is
He's an absolute flebe.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, the Nuggets are down, 9 at half, 8 at half? I'm like, yeah, this is exactly where they want them. They want it just right there. That's their little comfort zone. Just be close enough. And when you get to the final 5 minutes, turn the screws. And what happened?
Of course.
What's that from?
Happens.
What's that from? I think. You ever see the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield?
I've not seen that.
Who's the blonde guy that plays all? I mean, he was the same guy that was in Karate Kid, the blonde guy.
Johnny?
No, the other guy. Yeah, Johnny. So Johnny. Sorry, But he's the bad guy. They're on the diving team, and he calls Melon's kid a something the little Fleeb. That's where I got it from. Sorry.
I just want everyone to know that bias exists at every level. And when you see a national media conglomerate that broadcasts next door to a team's home arena, they are clearly, ESPN is in bed with and nobody from ESPN will deny that.
Yep.
And can deny it.
303-504-0925. Shant Mazda text line.
So you said before they had the pillows all fluffed up,
Yeah.
and a nice comforter,
Want some slippers on a rope?
some slipper. What else?
I walk into the hotel. You know the hotel we always stay in there, and there they all are. JJ, they're all just hanging out, and it's fine. That's where they are. That's where they're headquartered. That's fine. There's another team that's playing too, though, and remember who that other team is, and remember what they did to the team that you're there for.